Chunt!
Fuck. I'm tired of having to defend these movies. Let's do this. So, I saw Suicide Squad yesterday, and once again, I see plenty of DC bashing comments and reviews ahead of my viewing. I just instantly felt exhausted and deflated. Here we go again, I thought to myself. Is it out of the realm of possibility to have something I'm interested in to be universally loved? It appears at this stage DC films are doomed out of the gate, constantly being compared to what Marvel films are doing. Why would you want everything to be the same? DC has always had fun within darkness by nature, and mostly always has been. The movies should reflect that. I don't want DC to be forced to cookie cut the road Marvel has paved. I want the darker, more grounded take. I like it. I don't want flashy bright colours with humorous quips every 5 minutes and to have a dance-off with the main villain. Marvel is already doing that. If you want that, go see that. This topic, however, is best left for another video, which I might just put together. Get on with the review. To get some background into what we got, this film ended up being edited or having a supervised edit by the group that cut the trailers together, instead of David Ayer's original vision. This movie's tone is not how it originally was intended. Clearly that change was a knee-jerk reaction to the negative criticism Batman v Superman received. I only wish that they stayed fast to the original vision of the film. This is a movie where villains are being pulled out of prison, injected with tiny remote explosives for leverage, and forced to be an expendable task force. Clearly, you can have fun with this framework, and they do. A lot of the humour is subtle and fits the scenes well for the most part, but I can't help feel that some of it was tacked on during extensive reshoots from said production knee-jerk reactions. I can't help but feel the rating the movie had to work within neutered some potentially graphic and violent possibilities, considering the villains on display. An R-rated version could have been left to freely go to new heights. The cast for the most part was bang on, with Margot Robbie, Will Smith and Jai Courtney stealing the show for me. Special note for Margot Robbie, absolutely nails Harley Quinn to a T. Such an enjoyable performance. Will Smith is very serviceable, and I believed he was Deadshot. I also have a soft spot for Captain Boomerang, and Jai Courtney looked as though he was having fun with the role, and I loved it. People were ill-informed, as the trailers made it look like Jared Leto's Joker was the main villain, and are now complaining he wasn't in it enough. Same said for Ben Affleck's Batman. Just a reminder that this is a Suicide Squad movie, not Batman v Joker and Friends. They were in it as much as they needed to be, any more, and it would have been a different movie. The overall plot has suffered from pacing. Again, proof of the knee-jerking during or after production will almost ruin your movie's flow and cohesiveness. The same of which the theatrical cut of Batman v Superman suffered. However, for me it wasn't the weakness of the film. The movie doesn't really give time to stop and reflect. An event happens, Task Force X is forcibly assembled, and they're shoved into the fray to save the world. From then on, we're on a warpath to take out the main threat. We are treated with some great character moments from Boomerang, Katana, both who are sorely underutilized. Harley Quinn steals every scene she's in. El Diablo could end up being some people's favourite coming out of the movie. Killer Croc looked amazing, but I had trouble understanding what he was saying most of the time, unfortunately. I can't say much else without spoiling certain things. One part of the film I wanted to see more of was the construction of the tragic and sadistic love affair between Joker and Harley Quinn. We got glimpses of this with flashbacks, and they nailed it. Again, disappointingly, a lot of that was left on the cutting room floor, so I hope it's explored more in another movie. My growing disappointment with the main threat and the end conflict, it's something we've seen countless times in the most generic way. Hell, we've even seen 2 other movies this year do the same thing. I don't think this was the right threat this kind of a team would be set up against. It just seems very one-sided and mismatched. Also, Amanda Waller, holy shit. Don't mess with the wall. That's all I'm saying. With all the changes and the way the film was marketed, I could only imagine what the original cut is like. The movie became layered with bright colours, a fun soundtrack, and a lot of the darker scenes cut out to suit the new tone, mainly of which revolve around the Joker. parts of the bar scene, and bits with Rick Flag and June Moon are completely missing. We have seen these in the trailers, for God's sakes. I, for the most part, had fun with this movie. Did I want a DC's take on the Guardians of the Galaxy formula? No, and it was clearly forced to be that. Given this, I still say go see the movie. It's a fun romp, has some great action, and characters I thought I'd never see get a movie. I know it sounds like I'm hanging on to some disgruntled negativity here, but I just hope this isn't becoming a trend for Warner Brothers and DC films. I don't know whether to be frustrated at the production teams or the critics. Critics seem to find anything Marvel touches turns to gold, even though they're essentially the same movies but reskinned with a different hero. I will say though, I've seen every Marvel film at the movies, bought their DVDs and Blu-rays, and I love the medium so much, and we're getting so many awesome comic book films I never imagined I'd ever see. Yet when a DC movie is in production, it already starts getting hated on, let alone how they tear it to shreds when it comes out. So far I'm getting mostly what I want to see from DC films, and I can't wait to see more. Financially, they appear to be doing just fine, and clearly moviegoers are going out to see these movies too. As I said at the start, being a DC fan these days is becoming deflating to the point I try and avoid most websites and Facebook pages reporting on the same negativity. To the point I can't just enjoy something I love without others shitting on my spaghetti. Take yourself to these movies under your own powers. Form your own opinion. If you allow your decisions to be blindly made up by other people, then I feel bad for you. Go see Marvel and DC films both, and just be grateful we're getting them now, because the way all this negativity is going, who knows how much longer we will have them.
Oh, yes, Uncle Chunty.